It's your girl, Lou Pac, baby. From the boot where the real ones talk slick and walk heavy. She don't do rumors, she do receipts. If you said it, she got it. If you did it, she show it. Truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah. Straight out of Louisiana, she don't duck, no smoke. Call her the queen of receipts, she keeping folks woke. From fake friends to baby daddies getting exposed. If it's messy, she gon' clean it up. Real talk mode. Independent, raw and loud with it. She ain't scared of nothing, she proud with it. So if you coming fake, don't step in her lane. She call names and receipts, gon' explain. Truth like, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure. Yeah, it's Lou Pac, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Yeah, all truth, all gas, no brakes. No brakes.
Yeah, you tuned in to Lou Pac, baby. She don't follow trends, she follow facts. Receipts ready, energy heavy. Let's go.
L-U-P-A-C, baby don't play, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-E-N-T, bring in truth to the streets. Go.
She don't do drama, she drop data. Scroll the page, now or later. You'll see lies get exposed and the fake get froze like refrigerators. Name ring bells like second line. Speak real, no need to lie. She from the south with a strong survivor. Snakes don't make it out alive.
L-U-P-A-C, ain't no faking on the screen. Call a judge, call a jury, she deliver with the heat. You won't clap, but she got truth. No sugar in her speech. Independent, bold and real, this Lou Pac, baby. Capiche?
They scrolling, she exposing. They trolling, she compose. See, Lou Pac don't just react, she decode what's not disclosed. From screenshots to timelines, receipts in real time. You playing checkers, she playing chess. Every move defined, got that hustle in her bones. No cosign built to own. Views go up when she speak up. This platform here a throne.
L-U-P-A-C, baby don't bend, she speak facts, you see. Truth talk, clap back, all receipts on deck. She stand tall in the booth, got respect on her neck. I-N-D-E, yeah, she grinding with ease. P-E-N-D-N-T, bring in truth to the streets. L-U-A-C, baby don't bend. She that truth in your feed when the lies get blown. Y'all watching, y'all lurking, but she grown. L-U-A-C, baby don't be. She that truth in your feed when the lies get blown. Y'all watching, y'all lurking, but she grown.
This ain't gossip, this ain't rumors. This is real talk, backed by real proof. Welcome to Lou Pac, baby, where every video got purpose.
Hey y'all, happy Monday. Happy Memorial Day to you all. Okay. Thank y'all for being tuned in on this good old Monday. I don't know who off and who ain't, but it is Memorial Day. Y'all, I still ain't started my food. I'm slacking today, y'all, but we gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. But shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being tuned in. Thank y'all for y'all patience, waiting on your girl to come through with these receipts. Okay, this is part 2 of yesterday's, the big exposure of the DV plot. But I got something else for y'all that was brought to my attention today. Okay, it's a a quick little clock it, a quick little clock it. Okay, we're gonna get into it though. Let me see who we got up in the building. Let's go to the topic. Let me see. Hey Christina. Hey Miss Geraldine. Miss Geraldine say she done came back for her spot. Check your girl out. She say y'all ain't getting that super chat before me. Shout out to you, Miss Geraldine. Thank you for your continuous support, my love. Hey Miss Whitty. Hey Yolanda. Hey Kay Monet. Miss Portia. Calm and Collective in the building, formerly known as Miss Clarice. Okay. One of my mods. Shout out to you. Who else we got up in this thing? We got Miss Renee, Jaisha, KD, my bro Terry, of course, coming through with the copyright and fair use. Sweet Queen, my love, holding down the chat for your girl. Miss Shalonda, we got Miss Ramona G, Miss Morris. Okay, that's a new name. Let me know if you new, girl. Hey, Lupac, baby, love your vibe. Look forward to watching your fabulous content you rock. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, Miss Dee Dee. Who else we got? Nana Karen in this thing. We got Latate in this thing. We got Kate Brown. We got Salita's 40s Club. Okay. Who else? Who else? Let me go down. Shout out to Carmen for getting that membership. Welcome to the Grown Woman Pact. Okay. It's a whole lot of content over there. A whole lot of exclusive content and members only. Hey, Miss Christine. Hey, loving my curves. Queen Lily in this thing. You said happy, marvelous Monday, Lupac and chat for all that have served this country, whether during peace or war. I thank you for your service. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Miss Lolita. Who else we got? Hey, Miss Robin Buttercup, Miss Ladoris. We got Miss Annette in this thing. We got Miss Michelle, Latoya Jackson, Jaquita, Jazz So Jazzy, Malibu Genies, Miss Michelle Hodges, Solid as a Rock, formerly known as Miss Angela Dickerson. Shout out to you, my girl. Alexis, Glam Goddess. We got Miss Diane, Pisces Divine Goddess, Miss Michelle Spice, Scorpio Stings, Miss Monique, Miss Duncan, Miss Tracy. All my peoples is in the building, baby. Miss Ross, Miss Vonda. We got Miss Christina, Miss E, Gemini Rising. Shout out to you. We got Star Smith in the building. We got Miss Vanessa, Miss Sherry, Sierra, Nika, Texas chick. Okay. We got Miss Fila. Shout out to you, my love. Miss Jeanette, Miss Gigi, Tokyo Blues, Miss Marlena, Miss Daisy, Be Rich. Baby, we got a lot of new names. Let me know if y'all new or y'all just coming about them bushes. Hey, Lady Divine. Thank you, Gemini Rising, for the super sticker blessing, my love. Maya going to get it in this thing. Renee coming through with the 7-month membership. Keep the receipts coming, boo. Y'all know how I do when I do what I do. Okay, listen. Hey, Aisha. Hey, look at God. Who else? Who else? Who else? Let me see. Eric GG. We got Miss Gigi in the building. Erin and Ariane. Sweetly favored, Miss Sheeta to you, Capricorn 88, Miss Denise, Tabby in this thing. I see you over there. I see you over there. A whole vibe in the ATL. Okay, I can't wait to go back to Atlanta. I ain't been there in a little minute, but I can't wait to go back. Okay, it is a vibe, y'all. It's a whole vibe. Hey, Glam. Thank you, Glam the Goddess, for that super sticker blessing, my love. Discussion board in this thing, Just Jules. Thank you. Yes, y'all. Run them lights up. Run them up. Run them up. Run them up. Who else we got? Hollywood Herb. What's up, bro? Brandy A. Stokes. Miss Nancy. We got Miss Amanda in this thing. Admire Me. My sis Mika. All 5 of me. Miss Michelle Spites coming through with the super sticker blessing. Thank you for your support. Beyond Compare Creations. Hey, Miss Lavada. Hey, my Karen. Juanita, Love Mail, JB Smooth. Baby, y'all deep. Okay. Shout out to all of y'all for being in here. Let me take these earphones off because I feel like I'll be screaming, child. I don't need them just yet. I need them when we start running these audios back. But it make me feel like I'm loud. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what I got. Thank you, Ray, for the coffee, my love. You are appreciated. Thank you for your support. Hey, Cancer 66. Hey, Nosy Mama. Y'all in them names. Hey, Miss Beverly. Shout out to all of y'all. If y'all would like to bless me monetarily, you can cash out me $sign Lupac1. Okay, y'all already know. Even though they trying to shut my cash app. Even though they trying to shut my bad, y'all. That's my fiance. They trying to shut your girl's cash app down. They cash app get on my nerves. But I reached out to the people because I've been having that cash app forever. I'm like, I know y'all ain't trying to make me turn this into a business cash app. Like, what is going on with cash app? That's so ad. Oh, they get on my nerves. But anyways, if you would like to support me monetarily, you can cash out me $sign Lupac1. You can also buy me a coffee. Shout out to all my coffee people. You can also support the platform by getting a super chat or a super sticker. Shout out to the ones who started it off without your girl even asking. Big shout out to y'all. Everything that y'all give contributes to the revenue of this particular live stream that we are on. Okay? Not yesterday, but today. You can also support the platform by getting a membership. Shout out to all my members, days 1, 2s, and 3s. We got a whole lot of new members though. Y'all gonna enjoy it over there because it's lit. Okay, it's a vibe and members only because we ain't gotta censor ourselves. We can speak freely. It's a grown woman conversation and members only. For the ones who know, know. The girls that get it, get it. Okay. You can also support the platform by hitting that like button. Hit it. Facts. I'm so goofy, y'all. Hit it quick, okay? Hit it before you even join the chat. Hit the like button and watch them ads. That's free, free support. Hit the like button, watch the ads. If you don't want to buy a super sticker or a super chat or send a cash app, hit the like button, watch the ads. The easiest way to support, and it's free. It's free. Nah, nah, nah. Okay, now let's get into it. As y'all can see, clock this T, baby. The saga continues. One thing that y'all know is that I've been telling y'all that I felt like somebody didn't have an attorney, right? I've been saying that for a while because the narratives keep changing. It went from, oh, we going after all the bloggers for freedom of speech. We know that's not going to go anywhere unless you can prove that people are actually lying on you and doing the things that you said, which I know I'm in the clear because I don't defame nobody. I don't talk about nobody's kids in a defamatory manner or people for that matter. Everything that I put out is based on content that is already put out. That's it, that's all. But the narrative of the GoFundMe has changed multiple times. And it's a lot of the supporters over there that are literally under their, hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. Her hand was hollering it, but they in that plane. They are literally under the conclusion that what was I saying? I hate when it happens, y'all. I lose my train of thought. I mean so fast. They're under the conclusion that the money is going for an attorney to go up against the husband, right? First it was the bloggers. We need, first it was we need 3,800, and then it turned into 9,000. Then it turned into 24. I think it's hold on. Let me verify. So I ain't giving out the wrong amount. It went from 3,800 to 9,000 to 25,000, and it is currently at $11,475 raised. Right, 330 donations, all based on her saying that bloggers are defaming her. Oh my goodness. Them cheering up in there. Cut my bad, y'all. They be ooh. I told y'all my child was supposed to be at her grandma. She stayed one day and made her way back home. But anyways, a lot of the people that's supporting over there, they're thinking that they're giving for her to go up against her ex-husband. I mean, common sense to tell you that what the bloggers are doing is freedom of speech. It's no defamation, none of that. And what really piqued my interest with this whole GoFundMe situation, especially when it's being said that, we're using it to go up against the bloggers for talking about kids and this and that or whatever. So the first thing that was a red flag was when I viewed the court documents between that party, Laonia, and Queen Steph. And I'm like, because that's public record. All of that is public record, y'all. I'm like, that's interesting because if we raising money for attorneys to go up against bloggers, the one that she has the biggest issue with is pro se. So we didn't need an attorney to go up against Queen Step, right? Okay. That's one red flag. The other red flag is the amount that constantly changed on the GoFundMe. It went from needing one attorney to needing multiple, which I will say that when you're dealing with multiple people, you do have to have an attorney in each state to go up against that person, or your attorney has to be able to practice law in the state that you are trying to, file against, right? So that is true. But I told y'all I had my source clocking them court documents very closely to see what's going on there. Okay. And one of the things that we found today, matter of fact, thank you, Aaron. Thank you for that cash app blessing, my love. One of the things that we found today, y'all, we've been, us, meaning me and y'all, we've been waiting to see if she was going to file paperwork in time because it was a deadline for the paperwork to be submitted, right? So we've been waiting on that, and we've been talking about that for a few days. So lo and behold, to my surprise, the source hit me up via inbox and was like, Pop, check this out. Papers have finally been submitted. I'm not gonna go into detail. Y'all know I do all that on members only. Okay, I gotta get our members a little extra cream in their coffee, in their sleeping. But I will show you guys this. So paperwork was submitted on. Let me pull it up. Hold up. May 25th. No, wait. Let me see what today is. Today is the 26th. So hold on. Let's see. It was submitted on the 20th of May, which was 5 days ago. Because today is the 26th. So this was submitted 5 days ago on the 20th. But before I pull that up, I wanna let me jog y'all memory just a little bit, right? Just a little bit, not too much. So y'all remember that her GoFundMe was updated on May 6th, 2025, right? The beginning of May, her GoFundMe was updated just to let the people know that's giving their donations that, hey, I done already secured an attorney, you guys, but keep donating. We might need a little extra. Okay? Hold on, let me see. Let me talk about. Yes, y'all, please, please, no other CC's name in the chat. Y'all know I don't give no clout, no motion, no none of that over here. We don't do that. We don't do that, y'all. Keep them people name out the chat. And please hit that like button because I see my mom talking about them likes already. We're gonna run that intro. Y'all hit that like button. So it says May 6, 2025 by Laonia Battle Organizer. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated to my GoFundMe. I have found an attorney, meaning one, right? Meaning one. Y'all heard what I just said. When you're going up against multiple people in different states, and this is why, if you look at her original bio on the GoFundMe, you can see where she says, I'm raising 25,000 because multiple attorneys are needed. No cap. No cap in my rap. You can go on it and see for yourself. I could pull it up, but y'all don't feel like doing all that. But if you go on it, you can verify what I'm saying. And I didn't read it multiple times, so y'all should know. But she stated that multiple attorneys are needed to take on multiple issues, meaning different bloggers, right? So this right here, basically, I'm taking y'all follow me because I'm going somewhere. Okay, I'm going somewhere with this right here. Basically, lets everyone know that an attorney has been found, meaning one singular, just one. So this also co-signs the fact that a lot of those people over there donated under the mindset that she's going after her husband, right? Because of the newfound contempt, the custody situation, him trying to get physical legal custody of baby girl. So, it was kind of like a rush type of situation. Like, y'all, come on, donate, donate, donate. We need this. We need this right now. Court is approaching. Them people been donating, child. Like, they had somebody that hit her with a stack. A few people that hit her with a 500 piece. Like, they giving big dog money. They giving big dog coins, okay? They putting a whole lot of trust in a person that is a documented liar. And that's crazy. So let me run it back. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. Y'all take a seat. Please hit that like button. Contribute to your girl's super chat goal if you can. I ain't gonna beg like some people, but I'ma ask nicely. Anyways, let me stop. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated to my GoFundMe. I have found an attorney who is willing to take my case on and has forewarned me that this will be a long battle as we tackle on each matter. I just want to say thank you again to those who have donated and who continues to donate to help me reach my goal. I can't express how thankful I am enough. I truly appreciate every single one of you, right? So this was May 6th. Keep that date in mind, y'all, because that's more than enough time for court records to be updated to let the courts know that we are being represented by attorney, right? Follow me. That's more than enough time to let the courts know that this is not a pro se situation. I am being represented by an attorney. And they're going to speak on my behalf because that's what attorneys do. Once you acquire an attorney, you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to submit no documents yourself. You give all of that over to your attorney and they work on your behalf. That's what they do. That's why they're paid. Big fact. If you know, you know. So, moving right along, let me take this off. But like I said, y'all keep this in mind and keep the date. Two things I need y'all to take from this. May 6, 2025, and the fact that she found an attorney, meaning one, singular. Okay? So let's take this down and let's pull up the next piece that I need to show y'all. Okay, let me see which one I want to go with first. Okay, let's do this one first. So I showed y'all this before, but I want to show y'all this again. So she made a post probably about 2 weeks ago, and I forgot what the post was, but it had to be something that, around that's revolving around this situation or whatever. Maybe her posting the GoFundMe or whatever. So somebody commented, a supporter commented in the comments and said, I paid for you to have a lawyer. What happened? Right? So then it says a top fan supporter replied to the lady as if she's Laonia and said, you donated toward her obtaining a lawyer. She didn't need a lawyer for today. Okay, so now I know what they're talking about. They're basically talking about the Queen Step situation because this is why the supporters are feeling like they're being misled, right? Because if in your bio it states that you're going after bloggers for slander, defamation, heinous statements, what else, y'all? Harassment, cyber stalking, cyber bullying, all of that is in her bio on her GoFundMe, the initial bio, right? So the lady was under the conclusion that, okay, we donating for this reason. So I'm guessing Laonia must have made a post about Queen Step and stated that she didn't need an attorney, which has been stated multiple times. But if you don't need an attorney for the bloggers, Queen Step is a blogger. Then why is it being stated that that's the reason, the initial reason? So the lady said, I mean, the top fan replied and said, you donated toward her obtaining a lawyer. She didn't need a lawyer for today. She needs it for her upcoming case for her ex-husband. Clock that, y'all. Keep that in mind. There was no need for an attorney today, and the case was dismissed today, right? But an attorney wasn't present before the case was dismissed. I have that receipt also. I have to pull it up. But like I said, her and Queen Steps court situation is public record. And throughout the whole process, Laonia did not have an attorney present for none of that situation, TPO, none of it. And Queen Step did have an attorney present for her situation against Laonia. So let's take this down and pull up the next piece, right? Before I pull up the actual receipt, let's pull this up. So for the ones in the back who don't know what pro se means, so I Googled, even though I know what the term means, I Googled it and screenshot it for the ones in the back, right? Just for receipt purposes. Why would someone go pro se? What does pro se mean in legal terms? In legal terms, pro se means representing oneself in court without the assistance of a lawyer. It comes from the Latin phrase meaning for oneself or on one's own behalf. This term refers to individuals who choose to handle their own legal cases, such as a defendant in a criminal trial or a plaintiff in a civil suit, right? Now we know what pro se means. It means that you're in court and you are you are defending yourself. You don't need an attorney. You're gonna do it yourself. Okay, that's what pro se means. So anytime y'all see any documents, court documents, and there is a pro se on the side of the plaintiff or defendant's name, it means that they are defending themselves. They do not have an attorney. Hey, Miss Lady T, you say she blocked me off Facebook because I said, why your baby dad is not watching them kids, and she blocked me. Would y'all listen? Okay, now to the actual receipt. So like I said, y'all, my source dropped a little something in my inbox. And lo and behold, I'm like, gotcha, babe. Gotcha, babe. What does this say, y'all? Of course, I bleeped out all of the info, because she responded to one of RH's contempts. I mean, not contempts. She responded to his judgment against her. And you can see where it says respectfully submitted on this 20th day of May, 2025, which was 5 days ago, right? Her name. And on the side of her name, it says what? Pro se. So I'm confused. If we are raising money for an attorney, and we all know that the court date is June 3rd, y'all. Court date is June 3rd. So we responded to the judgment, and that the judgment came from the ex-husband. So I would assume that the attorney that was obtained would be responding on her behalf and not her responding pro se, meaning she's representing herself in court. That's interesting. That's real interesting, right, y'all? Like I said, you can see it here. It was submitted the 20th day of May, 2025. Be the battle pro se. Clock it, just to let y'all know, for anybody that's wondering, yeah. And if this person just so happens to get an attorney and submit that later on, I will update you guys because I'm fair. I like to be fair, right? But the time is ticking, baby. Time is definitely ticking, and I would think that if we obtain an attorney on May 6th, like the GoFundMe stated, then that attorney should be named by now in the court records. And she shouldn't be named pro se, as in representing herself, if she's obtained an attorney since May 6th. Okay. Yep. So that was that, y'all. That was that. But you know how you girl do. You know. I told y'all. I told y'all I had a feeling that girl was lying. And for the ones that say, "Oh, she might," it's still time. But as far as now, I mean, if we're going off of the receipts, if we're going off of what's out there, if we're going off of the updated GoFundMe where it says an attorney was obtained on May 6th, then it's a lie. If the court documents, if she's submitting documents on her own behalf, pro se, then only common sense will tell you that no attorney has been obtained. Maybe she spoke with attorneys, she got quotes, and she decided not to proceed because that's a whole lot of coins to be given to an attorney, and you're not even sure if you're gonna win the situation. And the crazy part is, it's in human nature, right? Especially when you have, you're struggling a little bit financially, even though it hasn't been admitted. But the ones who get it, get it. The ones who know, right? So in the back of your mind, you looking at a GoFundMe where people then donated over 11 stacks already. And now you got to choose between giving all that money to an attorney or keeping it for yourself because you actually need it. Which option would most people go with? Especially when you dealing with a court case that you ain't even sure that you're going to be victorious in, because the contempts actually, if we're going off of the divorce decree, they align. And it's not a situation where you're going to win anything financially. Getting an attorney for contempt, you don't come out victorious with a bag, right? You'll come out, well, okay, maybe you won't go to jail. Maybe you'll still have custody of your baby. That's the only victory in this situation. So it's like, do I give all of that money to an attorney and I'm not even sure if I'm going to win? Or do I keep the bag and take my lick? Pro se. What y'all going with? Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. If you was in her shoes, right? Sorry for my Yorkie barking, y'all. She out of control. She hit them cheering and she be wanting to get loose. But if you was in her shoes, y'all, come on now, y'all, keep it a buck. You know you having it hard financially, right? You was in her shoes, and you know that regardless of the outcome of this legal situation, you know that you're not going to win any type of monetary fee or anything like that. You ain't gonna win no type of bag. Only thing you could possibly win is, another day at freedom. The lawyer could possibly prolong the inevitable. But outside of that, we thinking like Laonia, y'all. We not thinking like ourselves, okay? We ain't thinking like ourselves. We're thinking, because I see some people say, "Oh, I'm giving it to the lawyer." We gotta think like her. Let me see what y'all saying. Hey, Truth Slayer. Then we're gonna get into these audio things. Let me go up. Miss Gigi say her lion tell know them dumb supporters ain't believe in nothing but what she says. They are really some fickle people. All they gonna say is everyone is lying and it's legal public paperwork. And the crazy part is, I would think that she's probably doing this because she see that RH doesn't have an attorney. RH never came on here and said he obtained an attorney, y'all. Keep this in mind. He said he's trying to get one. He also updated his GoFundMe to let people know I have a deadline. This is the deadline. I have to have this amount of money by this time frame, 10 days or whatever. So if that amount of money isn't raised, then guess what? There's an alternative. He uses the money to help himself, bills, whatever he needs. And all of that is in the GoFundMe. Like it's stated there. If you actually read his bio, you can see where it says for legal fees and or to help get my life back on track due to my livelihood being ruined by a bunch of calls and all kind of stuff. people tearing him down. So when people try to compare the two, no, it's different. Because Laonya never said, oh, well, in the case that I don't get an attorney, I'm going to keep that money and, spend it on my seventh dependent. She never said that. She said it's for attorney. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. If you look at the GoFundMe, that's what you see. So I'm thinking personally that she sees that RH doesn't have an attorney. And she's like, well, if he ain't got one, then I don't need one. But the difference is you told your people that you're getting an attorney. You didn't give an alternative. Matter of fact, you said multiple attorneys because you went from 3,800 to 9,000 to 25,000. So that's real crazy. Pay attention, y'all. Peep the play, okay? Because they tend to, and I'm thinking she's gonna use that as deflection. Well, he ain't got no attorney, but that's why I just broke it down to y'all. All you gotta do is read his GoFundMe. He said he had a deadline because the court date is quickly approaching. He said that he's gonna also use the funds to help get him back on track because of his livelihood being affected by all of the defamatory statements, the slanderous statements. All of that is in his GoFundMe. But you know who GoFundMe is that's not in? Laonya's. Her says we're getting an attorney. Matter of fact, we obtained one already. She told her people she already got one on May 6th. So that's the difference. If I was a narcissist like her, I'm doing the bag for sure. You say Johnny already didn't got that and gone. She probably didn't get no attorney because she thinking RH is going to give her grace. Child, that grace is gone. That grace then came and went, baby. Ain't no more grace to give, okay? If he was going to give her grace, he wouldn't have filed all them contempts. The grace was already given. The grace has ran out. Hey, Kimberly W. You say I would drop all that nonsense. If I was her, I would apologize to my supporters, let them know that I need that money because I'm having it hard financially. Facebook is no longer paying. We know and we've heard her state herself that that's her biggest money maker. So her livelihood too has been affected. You would have to be a fool to think that RH's livelihood has been affected the way it has been affected and hers hasn't. You'd have to be a fool. Especially since she knowingly admitted that Facebook is no longer paying. She's not getting paid on Facebook for live stream. So all those millions of views y'all see on video, it ain't clocking no bag. So it's meaningless. She said that herself. I have the receipt, baby. So, that's interesting. And if, like I said, if I was her, I would just be honest with my supporters at this point and let them know, well, I see he doesn't have an attorney, so I'm going to represent myself pro se, just like he is. But the difference is, baby, he might not have an attorney that he paid for, but he definitely got somebody with some legal expertise that's backing him up. Because if you actually see the lineup of this paperwork, all I's and T's are, listen, I's are dotted and T's are, y'all know how it goes. Okay? It's in line. That man been playing chess the whole time. Ain't not a detail is exempt. So that's the difference. That's the difference in this situation. You say I had already said that money is for personal use. She is struggling. Sherbono says the DA in her area should pick this case up for scamming. I'm so serious. Lolita say that's fraud with the GoFundMe. The thing is, though, y'all, we could say what we think it is all day long, but we know what we're dealing with. Her supporters don't care. You know how many times she done got over on them people? Y'all forgot about the giveaway, the school giveaway. Like, them people don't care. They don't care. So when you see a sucker, lick it. And that's exactly what she's been doing. And the fact that they are literally donating for malicious reasons, so let them take their lick. Let them take their lick. Hey, too, you back? Here, don't slam my door. Hey, Kissy, you say why Boog ain't helping? That's a good question. Because I mean, it's obvious that they still got something going on. Because she just filmed a video with them cheering on the slip and slide in the backyard, busting them up with water balloons, and yeah, at his house. So it's like, what's going on? Why this man can't help you financially? Hey, Dominica, what's up, my love? You say I'm keeping it, Pop. Okay, we got these cheering the feet, and that's what I'm saying. And that's like, I feel like, okay, and this is why I say it's in human nature, y'all, because people make mistakes, right? But if you in a situation, if you know you a single mother of six, you got a man that don't help you financially, right? You know bills is coming up. You already used to taking advantage of your supporters. Now I'm speaking for her. So why wouldn't she keep that money when she know that they gonna rock with whatever she say anyways? They don't need no proof. They go off a word of mouth over there. So come on now, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Miss Adora say keep the money and give to my man John. Listen, pay some of them bills up, yeah, but he gonna get a little piece too. You best believe it. If he been clocking them coins, he's clocking that GoFundMe also. Because I remember when she did those lives on YouTube about a month ago, if y'all can recall. And thank you. Close my door, okay? Clean that room up. I don't know if she said send a super chat for job. I don't know if she was talking about the baby or she was talking about him. Because he had just walked in the door too. Who remember that? Who remember that? And I was like, not her asking for money for him. Him too. So I don't know, child. I don't know, y'all. But that's crazy. That's crazy. But it's hard to feel bad for people who do things out of malicious intent. Also, we see how these people drag this man for filth, while the current abuser is unscathed, untouched, unwittable. That's sad. That's real sad. That's why there's a whole lot of bad luck over there. Um, Disguised by blessings. Oh, God is still blessing me. How? If you're losing everything, how, Sway? Of course, the basics are gonna be there. Waking up and you still breathing. You waking up and you can open your eyes up. That's basic. Like that's a blessing for any and everybody. But the way she was acting like God was just sending her blessings out the sky as if she was his number one girl is crazy. That's not how that works. You say keeping the money for sure, and I might up my GoFundMe. Miss Teresa crazy. She's scamming all the time. The dilly like her. All the time they dilly like her. If I have to her GoFundMe, I would report the GoFundMe and request a refund. Well, I don't think they're gonna do that though, y'all. I think they're gonna let it ride because she's a single mother of six, even though she got a man. I absolutely donated to him and wanted him to use it for whatever he needed. Yep. Sherbono say, watch Pop. She's going to say it today because she heard you say it. What, Ham? Look in there and don't slam my door. Karen, Lord. Oh, go outside. Miss Renee says she's going to be the one to pay RH child support. It's gonna get real crazy, y'all. True says fraud, no attorney means GoFundMe is knowingly participating in a scam. That is true. That is true. If she does not come with an attorney by the time that court date comes, June 3rd, that is a scam. That would be considered a scam because you did not use those funds for the purpose that you said you were going to use them for. So she still got a little bit of time, y'all. Today is just the 26th. So that means she got, let me see, 26. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 31st, 6, 7, 8. She got 8 days left. She got 8 days to come forward with an attorney. Because she, you know where she messed up at? When she updated that GoFundMe on May 6th and said that she had an attorney. I've obtained an attorney. It's gonna be a process. But like you those supporters donated with the mindset that you were using it to go up against your ex-husband. Because if it was for what you said it was for initially to go against multiple bloggers, then you would have said you didn't obtain multiple attorneys, right? Yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a whole lot, child. Hey, Valena, you say she's taking that GoFundMe money for her birthday trip with Booger Daddy. Not Booger Daddy. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if she go on a trip, y'all, after she didn't quote unquote gave that BMW away. We know where that money coming from. Okay, we know, baby. All right, so let's get into these audios because I gotta go cook these sides. My man is on the pit, pitted barbecuing them pork steaks and that chicken down, and I gotta prepare the sides. So let's get into the audios before this time get away from us because y'all know how time go by fast when you're on live, child. All right, let me see. You said let's not forget her goons getting cut too. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna push nothing out there hypothetically speaking. Y'all know how I give it up. If I don't have no proof behind it, I ain't gonna just say that. Candy Cane one says he's letting her stay there because she's helping him keep his house. The boys are with Walt for now. So she gets, how you know? How y'all know they with Walt? Or are they with Sleepy? Because we haven't seen them. We can assume they with Walt, but are they with Walt or are they with Sleepy? Because the last thing we heard was that when she did that live stream on YouTube the other day, she was asking them, what would y'all do? I'm thinking about doing content on. I'm like, why would she start that with that? So you thinking about doing content on giving your son to his daddy? That's exactly what she said. Tell me, matter of fact, hold on. Because y'all know I like to pull a receipt, baby. She said, I'm thinking about doing content on the Sean wants our oldest son. Hold up. Let me pull it up. Where is that receipt, like? Hold on, y'all. Let me find. Okay, let me see which one it is. Give me a second. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find.
Thank you, Tamik.
All right, I found the part, y'all. Baby, y'all impatient. We had 500 people in here. It went from 500 to 483 just for me looking, taking a minute to look for that piece of audio. Child, Lord. Okay, y'all listen to this.
I also want to do content about, like, for instance, Deshaun wants to get Joshua now that he's going into high school. And I'm like, as a mom, I've been like, no, I don't know if I want to do that. But then I'm thinking, like, okay, my son is a black boy. Okay, I'm not married. And who better else to, raise him to be the best man he could possibly be than his father?
Let me push pause because I didn't remember her saying I'm a single black mom. I'm not married, or I don't think she said single, but she said I'm a black mom. I'm not married. I'm like, I don't remember her saying that, even though now I just heard it. But y'all heard she was like, I want to do content on what kind of content is that? So you gonna do content on you giving your son to his daddy? Like what is gonna be the content if he ain't gonna be with you? I'm confused. I think she just said that to make it sound good because make it make sense. But girl, y'all know the issue I had with that because I feel like I know the truth. You not being completely honest with them people. You acting like it's because he's going to high school. Of course, only a man could teach a boy how to be a man, right? But I mean, it's a lot of circumstances where women have to lay the law down. You know, when you a single mother, you do what you got to do because it ain't always guaranteed that if hold on, Pop. If a son is in a father's custody, it ain't guaranteed that he gonna turn out how he's supposed to be. You just do the best you can and give it to God. Keep your babies prayed over. That's it. But you know, I mean, it does help when they have that influence. But at the end of the day, don't act like you give. Don't because I think she don't realize that her influence is very powerful. When you have that many followers, your influence is very powerful. The things that you say, you have a lot of people watching you who look to your word as the gospel. I mean, as the gospel. So you got to be real careful with the things that you say because my thing is, why not be completely transparent with your supporters in that moment and say, hey, y'all, this is what it is. You know, my son, he been giving me problems. I'm a single mother. Yeah, I do have genitals, but he ain't really helping with my kids. You know, he be telling me that I'm not their daddy. And my son been giving me problems for years. He be doing this. Even if you don't want to say what he be doing, but just say he been cutting up, and I can't handle it as a single mother and having multiple kids. I think it's time to let him go stay with his daddy, like old boy did on what was it, South Central? What was the name of that movie, y'all? Yeah. You know, his daddy need to get some straightening because I feel like as a man can, you know, a man is supposed to be a disciplinarian, right? So I feel like he gonna get his act together. He gonna get him right. And I guarantee you not one person would have been against it. Not one person. I'll respect that. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with a son going live with the daddy if the mama been having him all his life. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is in the lie. That's how I look at it. The problem is in the lie. Don't make it seem like, oh, you know, it's all Sean's idea. He wants him. You know, like, you know, he's a boy. He's going to high school. He's into girls. And I don't know how, so, because it's making you look bad even in that moment still. So it's making it seem like you're giving your son up because he's into girls. I can't handle it. But you didn't been on videos, you know, saying that because of Janelle, you know, and him groping me in front of the kids, I don't think that my son is going to be insinuating, you know what? I don't know, y'all. That was crazy, but don't make it seem like you giving your child up because he's of age now. He's into girls because there's plenty of women who raise boys into manhood. That was crazy to me. But anyways, let me go down in these comments so I can play this other audio so we can get into it. If you was in my live yesterday, hey Taylor Unique, what's up, my love? Let me see. Okay, I didn't caught up with y'all. Discussion board said I think Deshaun don't want him around her third baby daddy. I don't think it's that. Hey Chandrika, I don't think it's that. And the reason why I don't think it's that because if y'all notice, look at how the first baby daddy been moving this entire time. When people then ask him about um how he feel about certain things, how you feel about the chest punch and this and that. Oh, it takes a village, you know. It takes a village to raise a child. What? So he don't care who she have him around, because that's more help for him, and the less he gotta do. Because in his mind, once you get with a man, that man holds responsibility for you and your kids, regardless if they're his or not. That's his mind frame, based on the things that he has said, y'all. So it's like he don't care. Why y'all think he ain't the whole time Laonia was with RH? That man ain't said not one word. We didn't even know he existed. The minute they break up, that's when he want to start getting permission from elders to speak, and then he ain't shut up yet. That's why it's given. Oh, since you left her, now I got a problem with you because now I got to do my job. That's what it get to be. Like you done left this woman, and now she on me even more. She wasn't worried about me when you was with her, but now since you done left her, she won't stay off my phone line. That's what it give, y'all. Thank you, Gabrielle. Hey, my girl. You say, hey, Lupa, just want to stop by and show some love. It's been a minute. I'm still waiting on your cookbook. Girl, listen, y'all, when I tell y'all that cookbook catching dust, I be so busy I can't even get to it. I gotta do a little here and there. But God spare, I need to really sit down and work on it and give it like some undivided attention because it's collecting dust, baby. But thank you. I ain't seen you in a minute. Shout out to you, my love, and thank you for your support. You are appreciated. Let's see. One, two. Hold on, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 15. We need 12 more with the super chat goal. Can we get a super chat party for Pop? I ain't gonna beg y'all like some people, but can we get a little super chat party for Pop? We're missing 12. We got 508 in the building. I think we can get 12 people to support the super chat party. Okay? Okay. Anyways, let's pull up these audios. So, like I said, if you was in my live yesterday, then you know that we went over the video, which was a pretty lengthy video, right? The video where Laonia and RH was arguing in a car on the way to an event. So in that argument, the argument was surrounding Laonia posting a preacher on her page. She posted a preacher on her page and I guess was crying over the preacher or whatever, because that's what RH was stating in the audio. It was of no substance. You know, that's not your husband. You posting this man, you crying over this man. It's a bad look. He was basically being honest in that moment and telling her how he felt. Like, you know, that's not, I'm telling you, she's like, well, you insecure in your position. He like, well, I'm being honest. I don't like it. And instead of her being understanding towards her husband's feelings, she starts antagonizing the situation and saying all kind of hurtful things. They going back and forth. Neither person was right in that moment. Let me say that because I gotta be fair, y'all. It was a mutual argument. But what stood out to me is the fact that he was being honest with his wife, and she just fed off of that. Like instead of, you know, sympathizing with his feelings and saying, okay, well, you know, if this upsets you, then I could work on that. But I have to let you know that when you do this, this upsets me. So it was no conflict resolution on either part. Okay, they just went in, baby. But we played that audio yesterday, and I went back and I found the audios to basically co-sign that aligns with that argument. If y'all remember, initially when Laonia came out, she was playing the part where he said, I don't want to be no effing daddy, over and over with no context to make people think, because RH, early on, it was a moment in the saga where she was keeping baby girl from RH because she wanted him to sign the divorce papers under her terms. Even though he filed, she responded with her own set of terms. And oh, excuse me, because he wouldn't agree to her terms, she started keeping the baby away. She even went as far as putting the baby in therapy without his knowledge because she was supposed to let him know and the courts know. She went as far as putting the baby in therapy without his knowledge to also use that as a means to keep baby girl away, right? So a lot of supporters and followers of this storyline started seeing a pattern, and they started getting in her comments like, why are you keeping that baby away from her father, and just telling her stuff like that. So she decides to come on the internet and play that portion of the audio where he said, I don't want to be no effing daddy, with no context whatsoever. But we now know because we listened to the audio yesterday. It was actually about 7 minutes long. We listened to it yesterday and we got all the context and why he said what he said. It was in the heat of the moment. They both was going back and forth. She was calling him a D-beat. He was calling her a D-beat. And then he said, I didn't even want to be no effing daddy. So it makes a difference when you actually get context of arguments. It makes a big difference in my opinion, because now we know why he said what he said. And it wasn't based on the narrative that she was trying to push. She made it seem like he never wanted to be a daddy. He don't want to do nothing for his children. All of that. That's the narrative she was trying to push. Like, he don't want to be no daddy for real. Even though they had their child and he took on the responsibility of raising his child because that's his blood. All right. So I went and found those audios. Thank you, Dominica. Thank you for that super sticker, my love. And thank you, Cancer 66. I love you back, my girl. Candy girl. Thank you. Y'all the bomb.com, baby. Y'all the biggity bomb. Okay? All right. Now let's pull up these audios. Let me see. And we even got Ayana. Because Ayana was also brought out here to assist, and we later found out that it was because of, Ayana said it was the Laonia's management that was reaching out to her. It was Laonia. They felt like Laonia was being ganged up on by RH, his siblings, the world, all because of her lies, child. So let's run it. First, we're going to listen to Ayana and the audios that she came out with to show where only a specific part was pushed to co-sign Laonia's narrative. And you'll also hear where she states, pretty much, I'm going to let her come out and play the rest or whatever. Y'all listen.
She got really pretty, dressed really, really nice for this event, got her makeup done. I'm telling her, oh, y'all gonna have a fun date night. She's just like, yes, I hope it goes good, looking good for her man. She texts me and go, oh, he about to put me out the car.
Notice how this is what you call gaslighting and manipulation, right? Notice how Ayana lined the situation up. She got real pretty for her man. They was going to an event, like to say she was a supportive wife. She got all cute for him and he just drug her through the mud. That's what you call gaslighting, right? That's what you call, let me get you ready for the audio that's to come to put that stank on it. To paint this man out to be a monster. I ain't gonna give you the details I ain't gonna tell you everything that she said to get them to that point. I'ma gas it up and then I'ma play the audio of him cussing her out. But not what she said though. We're gonna just play a piece of his response to what she was saying. All of that was gaslighting and manipulation, y'all. Hold up.
mind you, they
Oh, let me back it up. I went too far. And notice how even in, and I explained this on my live yesterday, how sometimes women, we as women, we can, we tell our friends what we want to tell them. We don't always tell them the part that we played. When we in the heat of the moment, we tell what makes our man look bad. Okay, like he did this to me, girl, he did that to me, but we ain't gonna say what we did, right? And that's why a lot of times you'll find yourself where you didn't got back with that man, and now your family and friends is looking at him crazy because you painted him out to be a complete monster without letting them know you was Mrs. Monster. So, but notice how she only told Ayana about what RH said. And this is why Ayana and Naya hated RH so much, y'all, because she would paint herself as a victim to her friends and not let them know that, hey, I said some very hurtful things too. It wasn't just him. And now they wondering why she's staying with a man who's talking to her like this or treating her like this. You know why? Because she 9 times out of 10, she started it. Thank you, Candy Girl. I mean, Candy Cane. You saying Janelle don't want to be a husband. Okay, and don't. And don't. Hey, I'm chosen. Watch. Listen, y'all. Just the part that made RH bad. That's the part she sent her. Oh, he finna put me out the car. Bump the fact that you didn't degraded this man to the lowest point of the lowest point. We ain't gonna tell our friend that. We gonna just say he's finna put me out the car for no reason, right? After I done got all pretty and dressed up for him to be a supportive wife.
she texts me and go, oh, he about to put me out the car. I'm like, what? Mind you, they down. I'm not gonna say where they live at, but they're not close, at least 45 minutes away. And I'm just like, you about to get put out the car. Cause I kept the kids. I'm at her house. I'm watching the kids because she didn't want to go. And I'm like, no, y'all go out. Y'all go have fun. I keep the kids. That's always, she have her kids 24/7. She watched them all day, every day. All day.
Ain't that her kids? I got mine 24/7, unless they at school. From what we see, Walt be having them cheering 24/7. But I mean, at the end of the day, if she got them 24, that's her kids. And that's another thing I can't stand, because I know a lot of people like that. They get mad at the family members, the grandparents that don't want to watch them. But you got to think about that before you decide to have 6 and 7 cheering, baby. 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody in your family gonna play granny daycare. Who want to keep 5 and 6 step ladders at one time? Nobody. 1 or 2, maybe. But when you having them back to back and you start crying about a babysitter, is you crazy? You better split them cheering up and send them to each daddy's mama. Ain't nobody finna keep all them cheering. I can't stand it. I never was the one to complain about a babysitter, even though I feel like I was one of those blessed ones who had great grandmothers, like my mom and my kids' grandma. Child, they be fighting me for my cheering because I'm the type that's gonna keep my kids. Stuff happens too fast. And that's why y'all always see me complaining like Lord Hamden came home already. Or my oldest son don't want to go nowhere. Because they know their home is peace, baby. It's peace over here. They ain't gotta hear no arguing. They ain't gotta hear nobody fighting. Ain't none of that going on in front of my kids. Period. But I just don't like that, y'all. It's off topic, but I don't like when people be like, oh, she got her kids 24/7. Okay. Didn't she make them? Granted, the dad is supposed to have them too, but in this case, that ain't RH's fault because he only got 1 with her. She still had 3 other kids that didn't belong to him. So where's Sleepy? Why we ain't talking about why the first baby daddy didn't have his cheering in this moment? Okay, that's another thing.
7. She watched them all day, every day. All day, every day, she got her kids. And I said, sis, I'm going to keep the kids so y'all can go out and have fun. This is their argument because I told her she needs to start recording. I want to find the right parts. Okay.
Notice Ayana said I told her she need to start recording, right? But my thing is, if you think about it, even with let's look at all the audios that then came out, y'all. Some she deleted because it actually incriminated her, because it was one major live that she did early on in the saga where RH was like, you gonna come out, you out here telling these people, I know you gonna keep letting these people think I'm a woman beater. And he kept saying it over and over, and she was like, I'ma address it when you stop lying. I ain't never said you was a woman beater. But when she was saying when you stop lying, meaning she wanted him to admit that he broke her finger. And he was like, why would he admit that? Why would anybody admit that if it wasn't their intentions? Why would they admit that? So that's why she allowed people to run with the narrative that he was a woman a bruiser. That's crazy. But Ayana saying, that's why I told her to start recording. You basically set this in motion. Because then she had these half ASS audios that she put out to the world to paint a certain narrative, which was crazy, because then you get logical people with some sense that ain't going to just take anything, like myself, people that are very analytical and that's going to look for context, that's going to say, well, where's the rest of it? Was he fussing by himself? So you mean to tell me, and most people know how emotions are, right? 9 times out of 10, if somebody is really upset and they're enraged and it's an argument going on, they ain't fussing by themselves. Okay? What did you do to get him to that point? Why is he so angry? Why is he at a point of cussing his wife out for no reason? Yeah.
I want to find the right parts of
Peep that. Notice how she was picking and choosing which part of the audio she wanted to play, because mind you, Laonya was sitting right next to her in that car. And we're going to later find that out in another clip that I'm going to play after this. So it was all a plot, y'all. It was all a plot, a ploy. It was all set in play. It was a motive, okay? Like, why do you, if she's innocent, why do you have to find a certain part to play to paint this narrative? Why we can't hear the whole thing? And that's what discredited Ayana early on, because a lot of people started saying, where's the rest of the audio? Like, why you can't play the whole thing? Hey, Tracy tries.
This is their argument, because I told her she needs to start recording. I want to find the right parts.
What?
Okay.
With my music, put it behind a woman is a traitor. Straight up.
Okay, and as y'all can hear that part, that's the end of the argument. What we heard yesterday, it was at least let's see, at least 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is a long time in an audio. It might not be a long time in time, but if you listen to audio, 5 minutes is a long time. So at least 5 minutes of that audio was not played. Ayana played the very end of it, where RH was already in go mode. And then she played the part where Laonya wasn't even antagonizing him really, but she was just, and when you're the recorder, you ain't raising your voice. You might do a little bit here and there, but you ain't doing the extra.
That's fine. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what they on. He got clothes. You can have their drawers on. If they promoting something.
So everybody's like, oh, well, she posts all these girls and she's okay with it. And he even said that my wife don't have a problem. She stated plenty of times she has a problem, but you know what? He keep doing what he want to do. He gonna keep doing what he want to do. Y'all, I'm mad. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my thoughts together because I really want to say more, but I'm not, because it's not my business until she tell me what I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my thoughts together because.
Y'all heard? Until she tell me what I can, and then it cut off. I gotta find this whole audio. I gotta find it in its entirety because I only had little clips. Hey, Miss Sherilyn, same to you, my love. I really want to say more. I really want to play more, but I'm not until she tell me. What? Okay. Puppet master.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my thoughts together because I really want to say more, but I'm not, because it's not my business until she tell me what you know what I'm saying?
I'm keep how I. It's plenty.
Okay. Now we're coming upon the audio where Laonya admitted that she sent Ayana out here to capitalize off of her story.
It's plenty of people who can come out, but they ain't came out of respect to me telling them not to. Only one person came out, and I told her to do that so that she could capitalize, and also I wouldn't have to post it on my platform. I didn't want to post it on my platform. I said, sis, you post this on your platform, it's gonna help you get monetized.
Imagine that, right? Imagine the fact that people are already saying that this was a money grab, that this whole DV plot was for financial gain. And then you make a video, you go live, and your exact words are, it's plenty of people that could have came out and spoke for me, but I told them don't say anything. I only told one person to come out and speak. You do this for me, sis, so that you can capitalize, so that you can monetize your platform. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Like, ain't nobody caught on to that? Like, am I the only one that found it funny how we're speaking about financial gain and DV in the same sentence? And it's literally co-signing what Tasha K said. But of course, this live was deleted shortly after it was done. Even though in this same live, she was telling people, inbox me on, DM me on Instagram Messenger. I'm going to pay for people to get narc abuse courses and this and that. I'm going to be your voice. All of that. All of that was in this live. But right out, and she said, "Oh, and share it out, so it can go viral because more people need to hear this, y'all." Child, that live was deleted right after she got off of it, and I have those clips as well.
You exposed the truth for me. Instead of me doing it, you exposed the truth for me. And she did that. That's the only person who ever.
Imagine that. Like, I gotta stop. I gotta keep pausing it, y'all, because that don't even sound right. Who the hell sends somebody out here to expose their quote unquote abuse situation for monetary gain? Sis, you expose the truth for me. You expose it for me. I didn't want to do it on my platform, so I let her do it on her platform so she can monetize her platform and capitalize off of my story. Child, okay.
Spoke out. That's because I told her to.
Well, now we know why Ayana came out, but we also heard audio of her and RH where RH was talking to her about, they was going back and forth about people speaking out, family members, friends, and she was like, RH said you can't even control your friends because she wanted RH to stop his sister from speaking against her. And RH was like, I have told my siblings not to say anything, but I can't control what they do, right? So he was like, you can't even control your friends. And she said, yes, I can. The only reason why they doing it is because I'm telling them to do it. I have that audio also. Yeah. All right. Now, the good part.
Ever. He don't want to be a daddy. Y'all forgot? He don't want to be a daddy.
Oh, and on this part, she was saying he don't want to be no effing daddy because that's what he was saying in the audio, y'all. I don't want to be no effing. I didn't want to be no effing daddy. He said I didn't want to be no effing daddy, right? So that's why it's kind of glitching because I took the profanity out and started again.
Ever. He don't want to be a daddy. Y'all forgot? He don't want to be a daddy. Girl, he don't want to be no daddy. You hear that? He don't want to be no daughter. He don't want to be no daddy. I'm the one keep popping out babies. I'm the one keep popping out babies.
Did he lie? Okay, notice how she played just that part, y'all. Y'all notice that? Like she kept playing the same part over and over, and we literally went over the whole audio in its entirety yesterday. So how you use just that part to play over and over again, like a little 3-second clip over and over, and not give context. That's because a certain narrative was being pushed. Hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. My mom had came. But yeah, like she played that same part over and over to push that narrative without giving context. That just shows the manipulation and the gaslighting in that situation and how certain narratives were being spun in the very beginning of the saga. And that's not cool because it was out of context. And when you dealing with somebody who is intentionally taking things out of context to push a certain narrative, then it's deception, baby. It's deception. It was built off of lies. Because if you know you are truly a victim, right? And this man is truly a monster, the truth stands alone. You ain't gotta do all that extra stuff to convince people otherwise. One thing about big God, when it's really that, God gonna give them signs. God is gonna show up for you. And that's why she ain't got no good luck. That's not cool. All right, let's finish playing it.
He don't want to be no daddy. So stop telling me about him wanting to be a daddy. He don't want to be no daddy. He don't want to be no daddy. He don't want to be a daddy. So please, let me remind you. He don't want kids. So don't bring it up no more.
Y'all, she thought she ate right there, y'all. He don't want to be no. Don't tell me that no more. He don't want to be no effing daddy. She really thought she ate right there until people started asking her, "Where's the rest of the audio?" Like we can clearly hear that it's a conversation being had, and he ain't just blurt that out. Okay, like he just. What about the part where he told you you a D-beat mama and you don't cook and you don't clean? You ain't play that part though. All right, so let's get to Ayana's part, y'all, because I got company now. My mom didn't pull up, so I'm gonna have to go, host them. I gotta cook my little sides too for this good old Memorial Day. So let's get to Ayana's part. Hey, pretty eyes. All right, where she tell on her.
Y'all seen how I showed up for that girl. Even as fair as putting my face behind this BS. You get what I'm saying? The manager want me to make a video. All them videos, she right next to me telling me what to say, but it's cool. You my friend. I'm going to do it. I experienced some stuff.
Oh, let's go back. Hold on. People she say. And I was supposed to bring I was supposed to pull up those, it was like a long message that she posted, y'all, where she was saying everything that happened. I'll just bring that on my next live because I have to look for them. I gotta find them. Where she was pretty much saying everything.
I seen how I showed up for that girl. Even as fair as putting my face behind this BS. You get what I'm saying? The manager want me to make a video. All them videos, she right next to me telling me what to say, but it's cool. You my friend. I'm gonna do it.
Y'all heard that? Why? Why is it that she's making videos for you and you sitting next to her telling her what to say? Well, that part is what really shook me. Because even then, if y'all notice, Ayana just said, I never seen that man hit her. I wasn't in their house when it happened. But Ayana, you should have been thinking about the fact that, okay, if this girl is telling you stuff is happening, right? And she's saying this, she's saying that, she's sending you little pieces, which I'm pretty sure Ayana thinks completely different now because she's seeing this, she done seen this play out just like everybody else, right? She felt like she was bamboozled, she was used, and all of that. She came out and said it. But the fact that she gotta tell you what to say line for line, that should have been a red flag. Or her manager hitting you up telling you what to say publicly. And they making it seem as though it's you doing it intentionally. They're making you do it. Where you even right now talking about, sis, I can't stay quiet no more. I can't. Knowing that she done wrote that up for you, sent it to you for you to post. That's deceptive in its own. Like, ain't none of that was cool. And I still feel like the people who, I don't know, Andrea, to be honest. Hey, Queen Iris, my love. I feel like her and Naya need to come out and issue a public apology to that man. Because if you came here and did damage publicly, you need to come apologize publicly. Even if they feel like they don't owe him one, y'all most definitely owe that man one publicly, not privately, because I've heard apologies been given privately, but publicly, no, because it's still a lie. It's still a narrative that's being pushed. It's still a narrative that's being pushed. You got mofos coming out here, quote unquote, freeing themselves and da 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 da. But what about him? What about him? After y'all had heard this girl on audio say herself, it was none of that, only the tote situation and verbal. That alone should have been enough for them to say, hey, I'm sorry, I apologize. I should have never allowed myself to get in the midst of y'all marriage and speaking publicly against you. I should have never did that. But nobody did that. Nobody came out and said that. And it's wrong. It's wrong, period.
It. I experienced some stuff, you understand? I ain't never seen that man hit her. I was never in a house when that happened. All I know is what my friend at the time was telling me, and I'm gonna defend my friend and I'm gonna show up for my friend. That's all I know. My friend called me crying, I'm gonna speak up for my friend.
But you have to make sure your friend is not lying, because then, especially when it's being done in front of millions of people, it makes you look bad. It makes you look like you're an accessory. I wish I would be an accessory to anybody's crime. And I don't know all the details, ins and outs, through and through, especially when you know that your friend is shiesty. When you already know that based on how they deal with you. When you put yourself on the line for somebody publicly, I personally think the reason why she pushed Ayana out here to do that is because she knew in the back of her mind that it was a lie, and she could say that, hey, I didn't put it out there. Ayana did. And guess what happened? It happened just like that, too. Now that I think about it, because Ayana came out here and said, when I got, y'all, my next live, I'm going to pull those receipts. Because Ayana said in them receipts that you out here telling people that I exposed your situation when you was the one who told me to do it. She indeed tried to put it on Ayana as if she didn't tell her to post all those things. And Ayana said even had her login information posting some things herself as Ayana. So she did just that. Just what I said. She knew that if this situation falls apart because it was built on deception, that, hey, I didn't post it. Ayana posted it on her platform for monetary gain. She was going to use that as a backup. And that's exactly what she did. Because then, boom, they fall out and Ayana come out here and say, hold up, she ain't finna put that on me. The only reason why I even did this is because she asked me to or she told me to. That's why you don't get in people's mess.
That's what it was. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for me to show up how I show up for this person.
That's it, y'all. Yep, but that's exactly why you don't get in the midst of people's drama, because then they have you looking crazy. Looking crazy. And have all kind of people hating you and this and that and that. Child, bye. Quick Queen say until they come out here and publicly apologize or ain't nothing good going to come to none of them. Facts. Facts, because you can't just charge it to, oh, well, he still did some stuff or it was still verbal. No. Everybody in their right mind knows that verbal and physical abuse are two totally different things. I don't care what nobody say. You can't go to jail for calling somebody the B word. But what you can go to jail for is black in the eye. So it's a difference. There are different levels of abuse. Yes, mental and emotional hit hard, just as hard as physical, but there is no jail time behind mental and emotional, but it is behind physical. So when you paint somebody as, because that's the case, y'all, when we really look at it, it's a lot of people out here mentally and verbally and emotionally bruising their partners mutually. Okay? If we're going to clock it like that. So don't try to downplay it and say, well, he still did it because it was mental. She did it too then. We heard both of them. We heard the B word, the P word. All of that come out of both of their mouths. So, like, is it okay because it's a woman doing it? That's what y'all saying? Because that ain't cool either. That's not cool either. So I feel like the parties that were involved, that early on, they used the excuse of, well, he still did this, he still mentally abused her, so I don't need to apologize. Or, no, you still need to apologize based on the part that you played, accusing him of physical abuse. Okay, because we heard her on audio, do so. We even heard Ayana saying, oh, her story sounded just like mine, or she took my story. Like, come on now. I just feel like once you see a situation is wrong, or you see the deception in the situation, you don't just come out to clear yourself, you come out to clear that person also. Especially if you know that it's some deceptive things being done publicly and it's really not that. That's the part I'm looking at. And that goes for multiple parts. Not just Ayana and Naya. It's a lot of people that had a part in this situation, and they tucked their tail and in hide mode, went away because they don't want to be liable. But was real loud early on, and that's not cool. That ain't cool at all. But anyways, y'all, that is the conclusion of this live. If my mama wouldn't have showed up, I would still be on here, but I gotta get off. I'm going to entertain my guests, child. I'm going to cook my little sides. My man is out there queuing it up. Anyways, I'm ready to eat. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking out with your girl on this good old Memorial Day, baby. I will be back tomorrow with another one. Maybe a part 3. Who knows? We'll see. More than likely, it's going to be a part 3. So I can pull out those receipts, the other receipts, child. We did clock in this live that somebody is representing herself pro se, even though, it's being pushed out that we use that money to obtain an attorney. Clock that T. But anyways, I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Memorial Day, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another one. Bye, y'all.
It's your girl, Blue Pac, baby. From the boot where the real ones talk slick and walk heavy. She don't do rumors, she do receipts. If you said she got it, if you did it, she show it. Truth teller, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yeah. Straight out of Louisiana, she don't duck, no smoke. Call her the queen of receipts, she keeping folks woke. From fake friends to baby daddies getting exposed. If it's messy, she gon' clean it up. Real talk mode. Independent, raw and loud with it. She ain't scared of nothing, she proud with it. So if you coming fake, don't step in her lane. She call names and receipts, gon' explain. Truth like, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Truth teller, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yeah, truth teller, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper, big stepper. That's Lou Pac, baby, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yeah, it's Lou Pac, baby. All truth, all gas, no brakes. Yeah, all truth, all gas, no brakes, 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 no.